Hello, this is Charles Harvey, presidential candidate for the year 2012. Um, I just can't believe how every 4 years the American public does the same thing. They pick a politician who is either congressman, senator, governor, well known and popular as president. And of course, I believe since 1955, we've gone right down the tubes. You know, when are the American people going to learn? How about taking someone like myself, well educated, a good mind, a good heart, right from middle class America, unknown, you, and represent you? I mean, it takes common sense. I mean, the decisions that people make up there, these power brokers, is just a joke. Like I've said before, 400 Americans, the richest Americans, have more money than 150 million Americans. There's 72% are middle class under 50 grand a year. But they're not going to the polls. I'm doing some research today, and I wanted to give you some breakdown of the American voters. I mean, the obvious things is it's always men are leading in the highest number as far as genders and things like that. And the largest turnout is people making over 100,000 a year. That's what put people in office. And those rich people, or the people with 100 grand more, are the ones that are funding 500 million to $1 billion for a person to become president. I'm asking for no money. I'm going to spend about $1,000 till 2012 on my running for president. I know the odds are against me, but I'm a believer. I remember that little child book I read, Little Inchyn That Could. Well, this is the unknown man that can. You know? Let's take 2004. 40%, 46 were male percent. Females were 54. They actually turned out more. And of course, that was for Bush. By race, of course, white, 62%. Always are going to be more whites than minorities. Age, the largest age population is that voted for Bush are 60 and older, 45 and older, and even 18 to 29, 45% of them voted for Bush. Income, under 15,000, only 36%, voted for Bush, but they voted 63% for Kerry, and that tells you something, And of course, again, the wealthiest people, $200,000 income and more, 3% of the population, 63% turned out for Bush. Crazy. And are we going to do the same thing next year, or are we going to take somebody unknown like myself who cares and give him a chance to represent, the American people? All you have to do is, all you voters that are making under 50,000 a year, go to the poll and write in Charles Earl Harvey for president. Give me a chance. That's all I ask. Give me a chance, and I will amaze you at the things that I accomplish and do. I've done some research this morning, and like this budget. I mean, it is unbelievable, all this back and forth and what we spend and what we want to cut. I did a little research, and I wanted to look at the programs at risk and tax breaks for the wealthy. Well, the programs at risk that they're talking about cutting, most of the GOPs, what is interesting is that they're not the 20 billion for looking for aliens in another planet. It's not cutting any of the 20 stealth bombers at 62 billion each. They're not cutting any of those programs where they should be cut and put toward humans. No, they want to take 11.2 billion from early childhood programs. Yeah, what do we care? They want to cut 8.9 billion low-income housing programs. They want to they want to cut 7.6 billion supplement nutrition for poor families. Yeah, who needs poor families? Let them die. Let them go hungry. 4.6 billion teachers training after school programs. Hey, you know, we don't want them to get too smart, do we? They want to cut 4.1 billion in job training for unemployment and new workers. I'm sorry, I just can't believe you Americans allow this. I really can't. They want to cut 2.5 billion low-income home energy assistance grants to poor families. Let them freeze. They'll survive. They'll get used to the cold. 2.5 billion community health center. People smoke and drink too much. Let them die. 2 billion for homeless assistance grants. You know, who cares about the homeless people, right? And $420 million cut for legal services for poor. Look, if they're poor and if they have legal service, they may get out. This way, we can send them to jail and they'll have food and lodging, right? Give me a break. 3.17 million Title X family planning. 44 billion they want to cut from all programs at risk combined is the total. Sorry. But one good thing is that we really are impressive in tax breaks for the wealthy. 11.5 billion tax break per cost of recent tax cuts for millionaire estates. There's 8.9 billion cost of allowing mortgage interest deduction for vacation homes. 10-year costs. I mean, you know, all you people under 50 grand, don't you have 2 or 3 estates throughout the United States and the world? They want to give a 6.7 billion a break to cost of estate planning techniques used by wealthy to avoid taxes. And of course we got GE, 14 billion profits and they pay no taxes, and the list goes on of all the American companies that don't pay taxes. And you the people, like GE is the biggest one that doesn't pay the taxes and the biggest outsourcer of their products, and of course the Americans go out and buy their products. So, you know, we really can't blame, you know, what's happening to us totally. 4.1 billion cost of tax breaks for offshore operations, U.S. financial companies. 2.5 billion tax breaks for oil companies, write-offs for drilling an oil well. Okay, 4.9 billion cost extended alcohol fuel tax breaks. 2.3 billion tax loopholes for management of hedge funds and private equity funds. 3.12 million cost of allowing companies to write off punitive damages 10 years. $303 million cost for special tax breaks for the timber industry. Yeah, you think the timber industry is going broke? 42 billion 1-year cost of extending Bush tax cuts for the bracket 2012. I mean, is that insane or is that insane? You know, now 2/3 of U.S. companies and 68% of foreign companies do not pay federal income tax, according to a congressional report released recently. You know, the Government Accountability Office, the GAO, examined samples of corporate returns between 1998 and 2005. In that time period, an annual average of 1.3 million U.S. companies and 39,000 foreign companies doing business in the U.S., the United States, paid no income tax, despite having a combined 2.5 trillion in revenue. And the study showed that 28% of the foreign companies, 25% of the U.S. corporations with more than 250 million in assets or 50 million in sales paid no federal income tax in 2005. And those companies, this is unbelievable, totaled a combined 372 billion in sales for the largest foreign countries and 1.1 trillion revenue for the U.S. companies. How about trying something new? How about giving an unknown man that can, well educated, who cares, common sense, that knows how to hire good people, has an open eye, willing to learn, willing to listen, and build America. Stop picking politicians. Stop picking the rich and the famous. You know, blow away the 400 most richest Americans who help put presidents in office that have more money than 150 of us million Americans. You know, put an average Joe in, well educated, that knows that he can do a job. Let's send a message. Wouldn't that be great? You talk about a tea party. This is be far greater than ever in the Constitution of the United States. Really shown that anybody can become president of the United States, even an unknown, unrich, infamous person such as myself. This is Charles Harvey asking for your support and your vote. Thank you. Good day.